Hi, I'm Cale Thomas. I'm a makeup artist. I've been in the film industry for 15 years, and today we're going to be doing a gash. So this is Justin, and as you can see, he already has a black eye and a cut lip, and you can find those tutorials on Mahalo. So what we're going to be doing on the right side of his cheek is a gash, and you're going to need a couple things to do this. One is liquid latex, cotton, a sponge, latex sponge that you can find anywhere, and some chip brushes or hobby brushes that you can pick up at your local hobby store. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just apply a little bit of the latex to my palette, which you can use as CD as well. And just put a little latex on this. And what you're gonna do is, to start with, is stipple latex on the area that you want the scar to be, or the gash to be. So we're gonna do it across his cheek here, on the fleshy part of the cheek, because it would look different over the bone. You would definitely see bone. So you're just gonna stipple latex like this. And the cool thing about latex is it sticks to itself before it's powdered. So use that to your advantage. So as it's drying, it's gonna create an adhesive for the gash to stick to when we start adding cotton to it. So basically how I prep the cotton is I just take the cotton, pull it into a long strip, and then add latex to it. Before I had mentioned that latex will stick to itself. So as the latex dries, I'm going to apply the latex and it immediately sticks to the latex on the face. So what I'm doing is I'm building up one section and then blending it away. So the gash is going to be here, and I'm going to add another piece of cotton that's embedded with latex. And then I'm going to blend the latex down off the side of his cheek. So that's one side of the gash. So now we're going to be adding the second part of the gash. I don't want it to be too huge, but what I'm going to do is connect one side to the end of the gash, blend it down, and then connect the other side. And blend the cotton that's embedded with latex out to his flesh. Just like that. I don't want to see an abrupt ending, like where the makeup starts and then stops. So you can see it's blended down this way. Okay, now let me just clean this up. Move all this down. Now that the piece is generally applied to his eye, I'm going to take some more latex and a latex sponge and start adding latex around the outside of the wound to seal it onto his skin. So what I'm going to do now, just for time's sake, is I'm going to use a hair dryer just to speed along the process of the drying of the latex. So as you can see, Justin already has the appliance or the buildup on his face. So now what I'm going to do is just be using some makeup. You can use a fluid foundation that you can find at any pharmacy, but I'm going to be using a cream-based makeup. What I'm going to do is just find the closest one to his skin tone and base the piece out. So with the latex sponge and some makeup, I'm just going to stipple on some foundation to his flesh tone. And we're going to be going over this with reds and blood and stuff like that, so keep that in mind. This is generally just what they call a base coat. And now that I have it generally based out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add black, like we did on the scar here on his lip, as you can find online as well. And we're just going to add black to the inside of the wound to give it depth. Because all makeup is highlight and shadow. So I'm creating a shadow inside the gash itself. I'm also going to be creating a highlight here with a different color. With a lighter tone, I'm going to paint the tip of the piece lighter to create a highlight here. And we're going to be adding blood, remember, so I just want to create some contrast underneath the whole paint job itself. And with your stipple sponge, or this is a coarse sponge, what we're gonna do is create some redness and irritation to it. So I'm gonna also be creating some veins from the trauma. Like we said earlier, when you're doing a black eye, any trauma to the face usually busts capillaries. So just for another hint of realism, you're gonna just draw some veins coming off of it and then tamp those back down. Maybe one more at the top here. So I draw it in and then blend it out. And now with some thickened blood, I'm just gonna add it to the back of my hand and paint it into the inside of the gash. And there's some kind of, you know, spilling out onto the wound. So now we're gonna add blood to the inside of the wound, and another cool trick that you can do is get a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, and I'll show you how to use that later. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take the brush, load the brush with the material, and then we're gonna roll it to get the material off. See, I'm rolling it. Now what I'm trying to do here is load the wound with blood so that when it starts to puddle and drip, it looks more natural, like a gash would. I can help it along by creating some drips. So as it's dripping, I'm gonna put some blood on the toothbrush. And if you've ever seen Dexter, you just use this to fleck blood onto it. So as he was punched, it sprayed blood out of the wound. And that's a gash. Thanks for watching, and click on any of the links above for other zombie-related videos. And feel free to send any requests to request@mahalo.com.